Hello everyone, we're back with Sunday Shuffle number 15. There's been 15 of those. I feel like the last time I said this was number 10. Like there's 10 of those.
The tournaments just go by really quickly because all the matches are just so exciting.
Indeed. And we're about to have one of the greater matches of Sunday Shuffle. It's gonna be two great players. I already told you, but who are they?
It should be Papa Gurgle versus Newbie to qualify for top 8.
Yeah.
And
And apparently this has happened in the past. Newbie saying that again, this is happening again. Oh no.
on stream.
Yep.
I will say that for ESL, which is a different duelist event, they're also in the same group there. So they've actually played recently in a competitive set as well. Let me see. Oh, and Papa Gurgle took that set 5-0. So
Ooh.
let's see if Newbie has the gumption to take revenge here.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that is the case. You want to spectate in lobby or Discord?
Probably Discord, yeah.
Okay. And predictions, no way. Well, Varia, what happened? You were on commentary last time as well, apparently.
Was I on commentary last time you played PG? Is this the lore? I don't remember that, to be honest.
Well, apparently. So.
I think Newbie just means in general that I'm commentating another match.
Well, that it's the lore now.
I see. But I keep losing when you commentate. Are you listening to the stream while playing? Because that might be your problem. No, I mute. Maybe okay, then maybe you should listen to the stream while playing. Maybe that's the problem.
You're trying to change the variables.
Yeah. That's what science is like.
Can't do the same thing, even if the different thing is a bad idea.
Mid-game coaching.
And also, speaking of stuff that's happening, I'll be seeing Fun Guy and Anne and Garden in real life soon. Next week.
The New York local, yeah?
Yeah, it will be pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah, how many people have signed up for that already?
I think like 15, but
That is
10 of them are not duelist players.
Oh, I mean, that's still fine.
Yeah, it's like 10 completely new people and then 5 very good players.
Yeah, I mean, so at my DBFZ local, you know, we're lucky to get like 6 people, and I would I would be the only good player. So
well, I'm gonna ping PG. Because I've just looked at the bracket and you might see a new name in top 8. A certain player who has been referred to as washed recently has taken it over a different player who we haven't seen in a long time to qualify for top 8.
I'm actually not sure who you're referring to right now.
The third quarter.
Has they been saying that they've been washed?
Maybe.
Oh, seems like the game is starting soon.
Oh wait, I had to change the settings to do this off and then max rollback high and show. Well, forget about the settings.
Okay, well, we're just gonna get into it then. PG on the Saffron and Newbie on the CLC. Newbie's playing the Mickles root package kinetic wave vivisection type deck, which I tried to play a bit. I couldn't really play it, but it seems Newbie is confident.
Yeah, and there's also a little bit of goofiness going on here because that's
Oh
a
my
Ragnarok,
God,
from
Ragnarok.
the back column. PG just knew that Newbie was about to step up and has quite the sizable lead thanks to it.
Alright, PG almost dodging the inverter there. Setting up a bomb. Oh, good defusal.
So, Varia, I guess you mentioned trying out the root package deck.
Yeah.
I guess
It seems pretty good. Mikkel thinks it's the best LSD deck, but it doesn't really fit my playstyle, I think, because I think it's more on like catching your opponent's movement, like defensively first, and then you get like a big punish, rather than being the one to go in first. See how Newbie's like kind of walking around a bit back, trying to get these roots.
Yeah, and so far though, PG, 2 big Ragnaroks, right? One with a setup and one just as a counter hit. And thanks to that, goes for another one. Newbie at a very dangerous amount of health, and against Saffron, of course, the Sparklers do so much work. You always have to be scared.
Right. Ooh, but Newbie finds a pretty important hit there. Both players are now at lethal. PG probably wants to try and finish this before the shuffle ends, but oh, he just finds the raw auto slash.
Well, that's a way to close it out, but it did get pretty close there. Newbie playing defensively quite well, right? Getting the offensive pressure as well, despite being at a big deficit. And definitely does not want to get hit by that type of Ragnarok play early on.
Yeah, definitely don't want to take just about 20 damage for free. Well, almost hitting her again. And unfortunately missing the Vivisection confirm.
Cool. Little bit of damage here from PG.
PG mashing out of roots. Unfortunate, it was an unfortunate hand for Newbie there. He tried to cover after Entangle, but his next card was Whirl, so couldn't really protect himself there.
It's a bit scary, right? When the bombs are set up like this, there's nowhere really too safe for Newbie to stand.
In fact, I'm surprised that Newbie didn't try to at least defuse the bomb that was in the center of the field, but it's gone away on their own time. Ooh, I'm actually surprised that happened. Usually the World Drag keeps the bomb in place for K-Wave, but ooh, and then just the inverter just takes it.
That was a really late second inverter hit, but that was still in hit stun, right?
Yeah, it was a true combo. It said it's the number 8 showed up, so it was just perfect lethal.
And PG just looking incredibly good here, just taking it slow, and I mean,
yeah,
the tag says it, the bombs.
He seems to be moving around pretty well. He's moving around pretty well and just stuffing Newbie's approaches whenever he wants to. Try to get in there. Now Newbie playing a more traditional Celsi deck. Seeing if he can make things work. Because he definitely needed to switch it up somehow. Yeah. Finding the miniguns sheer.
It's just such a different playstyle, right? Like you mentioned, you couldn't get super comfortable with it, so it's gonna be a big change of pace, but that bomb is so difficult for Newbie to deal with when it's in that spot, but doesn't matter if Newbie can get some good offense afterwards, taking a bit of a health lead here. I think the big thing to be worried about once again, Ardo setups into the bombs, and Newbie right now just staying forward, but that means PG is looking for one of those Ragnarok counter hits perhaps.
That was a nice little whirl to cover the and the dodge hole finds the 3-tile K-Wave.
That was
immediately confirms.
Yeah, that was a read on a read on the Sparkler hit step, right?
Oh gosh.
That bomb now is such a scary spot. Newbie could do it in one string, but it's gonna be very difficult just to clear it away.
Oh, gets hit by the minigun, but luckily no follow-up from that far away. Both players are just in so much danger. Oh, the apprehend pull on the invade! Wait, that was so good! He even had the perfect confirm right after.
Exactly when it was needed most. Newbie will find it, and now we're into another game, and again, this deck, the change of pace, going to do a lot of work here, especially, right, with this deck, the positioning is much more favorable against the Ragnarok, it feels like, compared to the Root, where I think a lot of the time, the LC ends up staying in the front column and is pretty vulnerable.
Yeah, it's because, like, some of the Root cards, they're just, like, hard to hit from the back, you know, Strangle only goes 4 tiles away, Entangle only hits 3. You're finding a nice little step auto string. You'd be choosing to dump Apprehend.
Right, bit of a World Drag, minigun, a little bit of damage coming out from PG. Trying to close this out as soon as possible with that 31 health, but Newbie, what a combination to make him much closer to even.
Yeah, great use of the Whirl. Showing why Whirl is still a great card on Celsi, even with the 4 damage nerf, which is a pretty large number decrease, all things considered. The Inverter barely not being true there, so good awareness to shield. Shielding is the fastest possible option against Inverter because Inverter has a teleporting spell, negates hit step, so there's no point in trying to hit step it.
Oh, the inverted K-Wave. Oh, catches the movement. Oh, the Soul Read. PG knew exactly what Newbie wanted to do in that moment to get out of there.
That was actually incredibly unfortunate because Breakout you would think is like a super fast melee, but there you saw the animation came out, but he still got hit by Inverter first.
Oh my. Well, with that, let's quickly move on to top 8. We're going to have Sandwich versus Perp up first, and then Mikkel versus Dragon. And Newbie trying to get you to spread the Celsi agenda at the moment.
You talking about Breakout? So literally just yesterday, I had a conversation in the Discord about Breakout and like why I think it's still good and why I use it, but I won't say that it doesn't deserve a buff. It would be nice.
Well, we have winner semis, and a Sandwich has appeared here.
Sandwich. Is this their first showing in top 8?
Definitely the first in a while. I'm not sure if it's the first ever. Probably not.
Sandwich was in Training Arc, weren't they?
I believe so.
Wasn't there Coach Perp?
Let's see. Training Arc. Yes. The student versus the master.
What a twist of fate. So many days have gone by, and now winner's top 8. What a great place to see your former coach.
Winner's top 8. What a place. And it is Saffron versus Harissa. Perp once again here with the good cards deck.
The 4C pile. Meanwhile, Sandwich Master on their Escalation deck. Big fan of this card recently.
I've not seen Escalation in a while. I don't think, like... Okay, I'll be real, I'm not very active, but I think the last time I really saw Escalation was, like, the first playtest.
Yeah, Escalation is a very interesting card. It's pretty awkward to use, but when it does work, you get, like, great reward out of it. But it is a bit awkward, being 2 mana, being relatively slow. Landing the Sacrifier there.
Yeah, Sandwich is gonna try to get that payoff, but I'm not sure how effective it will be at the moment because Perp is just controlling so much space.
The nice thing about Escalation is that it sort of sections off the field so that you can try to aim straight lines better, but you know, it's Saffron, she's the queen of straight line.
Oh, wait a second though. That K-Wave, a little bit of damage, and suddenly the game's a little bit even. Although that Paragon's doing a lot of work, and Sandwich is stuck.
Oh, but Harissa can just escape.
But it's a bit of a predictable escape though, and
yeah,
Perp did get the punish.
Perp did seem to be ready, yeah. Oh, barely stuffing out the auto slash. That probably would have been the game there. Oh, but the step slash, push slash comes out.
The double slash like that, I never get over it. It's just like, it's so brutal.
It's just unreactable 9 damage. Oh, and there's the escalation combo I was talking about. Doing escalation into Northwind to get the full punish, and then just immediately 30 damage. And finding another hit off K-Wave. Suddenly Sandwich is at a crazy health lead.
Yeah.
And there's the other use of escalation, cutting off the field to help you hit your straight lines.
Oh, and...
Oh my gosh, Sandwich just seems to be hitting everything! And the shield break comes out! And N2 of escalation.
What a round to win for Sandwich. And Perp is switching to Shopkeeper. We don't know which flavor of Shopkeeper yet.
And now both these players get to show off their boss palettes.
Oh, well, it's Perp phase 2.
This is... Oh, I see. We're on Exodus.
I'll have to see how this one goes, because many very good players have been flipped by this deck in the past.
Well, I'm well aware. Oh. Very interesting Wrecking Ball there, but still managing to find 40 damage very quickly without hitting Ultra Angle.
Yeah, that could have been a line into the Ultra Angle, but it wasn't, right? Because of the broken tile.
Yeah. I think it also like prevents the Magnaflare from randomly teleporting into it, but no big deal. Still got a crazy amount of damage. Nice line dodge there. That would have surely ended Sandwich's life.
Definitely would have, and only a little bit of a deficit here. Still very doable for Sandwich at the moment, but needs to be very careful. Perp, it kind of feels like Perp has 3 different lines in this deck.
There's a lot of little tricks that Perp can do, and
that's one.
But a line is the simplest one.
Well, that's definitely a game. We'll have to see if Sandwich can bounce back here, but it's so scary, right? Because Sandwich has a lot of straight lines, but it's kind of hard to straight line against Perp.
Yeah, especially when she can like be ready for the whiff and just try to line you onto the Ultra Angle. Imagine taking 80 damage for trying to hit a straight line.
Oh, and now there's another Ultra Angle. You got to be careful, but for now, Sandwich keeping the distance, getting a little bit of damage there.
Sandwich actually managed to keep up the pressure of a bunch of hitboxes, preventing Perp from getting into position for the Align, even though she had the correct hand for it. Oh!
All things considered, Sandwich in a good spot right now.
Yeah, but you're never really comfortable.
Oh.
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 Okay, well, we're back.
Oh no!
Well,
and that was one of the tricks I was talking about. There's multiple ways to hit Ultra Angle in this deck. It's not just a lion, but it happens.
What a way to end it. When that deck works, it really works.
Yeah. And it can happen to you at any time. So as long as Perp's not dead, you can lose the game in an instant.
I guess the only like the only part that like kind of makes you feel like it's okay about that deck is, at the very least, most of the time, the punish isn't crazy on shield break.
Yeah, it's because usually the thing that makes the shield break is like Ragnarok. So it's like she's already out of cards. Unless the Ultra Angle's already on your shield break tile, there's not much that she can do.
All right, Mikkel versus Dragon. I have not seen Dragon in tournament in forever.
Dragon recently
It was at ESL, right?
Yeah, got second place at the ESL qualifiers. It was very funny. I lost to him 2-3, and because of that, he barely got into top 8 for Top Cut, and then he got second place. So Dragon runs a very consistent position controlling deck with Wrecking Ball, Golf Bomb. He has defensive tools in Hazel W1 and SD Turret. And Collapse is Collapse is a nice card. It's harder to avoid than you would think. Meanwhile, Mikkel once again trying to show his take on Celsey, which has been working out really well for him recently. He's even been using it in the ESL qualifiers that he's finally got to partake in. Or not the qualifiers, the ESL proper.
Yeah,
that he's finally got to take part in.
The season itself, it's is it first to 5?
It's first to 5 each set, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with the score reporting, and he has been using the Celsey, despite calling the character bottom 1 for the longest time.
Yeah, and he's working around the SD turret quite well. It kind of feels like the SD turret would be good in this matchup, but with how Mikkel is playing around it, it kind of feels completely ineffective.
Yeah, the SD turret is a very nice card. It's 1 mana. Dragon is using it to block certain things, but the counter hit is actually not guaranteed if the other person is moving, and well, that's what Celsey is known for.
Oh, the Vivisection!
I mean, the Vivisection hit Dragon in very dire straits right now.
Tough spot, and doesn't really have a comfortable card to press to try and start something, unfortunately. 2 health remaining. The weapon's being thrown out now.
Mikkel trying to control some space to find that final hit. The inverter whiffs, but Triangle is very quick. Subslash is very quick. And Dragon gets himself rooted, but manages to avoid any punish afterwards. Oh! That was a very interesting situation, not gonna lie. I was really hoping that the SD turret would have protected him, but Mikkel recognizing the situation immediately, and instead of doing W1, just opts to do a couple W2s to bring Dragon down.
Mikkel plays this deck way more patiently than any other of his decks, it feels like.
It gets a lot of reward out of just catching people off when they try to do things, and just the sudden movements that Celsey is capable of. So you get to chill out a bit, and then suddenly turn it on the moment you feel that it's safe, like that. So he was in the back, he was chilling, and then the moment that he felt safe enough to do so, he just W1 to the front, got a K-Wave, and then got a 30 damage punish.
Dragon once again at quite the deficit here, but another root into the Vivisection for the shield break, and the world to confirm the kill. It's so difficult, especially with how Mikkel is using the Vivisection so well, and that is so much shield pressure too, right?
Yeah, it depending on how the knives spawn, it's I'm pretty sure you can't shield drop it in some cases. And it's 15 damage, so it will definitely break your shield. And when you're rooted, you can't even hit step it either, so then that's 15 damage.
Getting some good counter hits here though is Dragon. Trying to slow down the game even more, putting up some boxes, but still, Mikkel is content to play slowly with only a K-Wave in hand, just regenning mana all the way.
Very surprised that he's holding on to this K-Wave, but he finds the hit anyway! Yeah, way to prove me wrong, okay.
Finds a route into the Northwind follow-up after the dodge as well.
Yeah, that was a very nice Oki situation there. Having Northwind auto slash allowed him to confirm however weird the dodge was hit stepped. Once again, finding roots and then just dropping the Vivisection, that time not even needing to use W1. But Dragon is still keeping it very close. Blocking the Vine Pull with SD turret once again.
Inverter damage, confirm afterwards. Mikkel takes it 3-0.
Dragon found a relatively slow hand in Wrecking Ball, Golf Ball, and Mikkel found Inverter, so it was pretty tough there. But sometimes you have to take those risks.
bit of a brutal hand. We're gonna head over to losers. We're gonna get Airy versus PG.
Being excited for this match. Airy has been working really hard recently, and she's managed to be top of her group in ESL. Similarly, I think PG is also top of their. Oh, actually, just about tied for top of their group in ESL as well. So maybe we'll get to see the power of some top placers in their respective groups.
Sorry, I just saw what Rooney posted.
Oh, did Rooney post something?
No, in Duelist General.
Let's see.
Well, Airy versus PG.
Looking like we're going to have a mirror match here, or at least character-wise. But their decks are probably not very similar in the grand scheme of things. Airy usually on spear wave, spear ramp type things. Whereas PG we saw earlier was on like bomb and Ragnarok.
Airy recently has not had the performances that were, I guess, expected, right? Just falling like slightly short, getting upset slightly early. So it'll be good to see if Airy can bounce back here. And a win here would be even bigger, so maybe even more than a bounce back. I guess thoughts on Spear Wave.
Screen auto flash. Spear Wave is a really interesting card. It has a lot of merits, but it also has a lot of downsides that you have to play around. Oh, that was a nice little sequence there. Airy actually had to return cancel twice, or return cancel and then move back down for the K-Wave to keep her punished there proper. Ooh, nice dodge by PG. Airy now having a really large health lead after seeming to lose neutral a couple times in the beginning. No spears left for Spear Wave, but PG finds Sparkler into Ragnarok, but not having any cards just yet. Still getting a decent punish. But now very low.
Airy's playing.
Oh, and she finds the pull and reacts to the hit step, getting the K-Wave.
She's playing so confidently. Especially against the bombs, right? I think usually the bomb pressure leads to a lot more slower play, but I think Airy's working around that quite well, has a Spear Wave to take care of bombs that are near the front, and also potentially catch an approach from PG, so...
even earlier, it actually did both at the same time, popping the bomb while PG was invading. Oh, but PG finds another far-reaching K-Wave into Ragnarok.
Let's see if... Oh! Actually gets the Spear Wave. You do not see raw Spear Wave that often.
It's raw Spear Wave is by itself in a vacuum fairly easy to dodge, but when the other person is playing Saffron and is able to pepper you with projectiles and has another threatening card in hand, it's sometimes you just get caught lacking the mental stack.
Good dodges from both players, not get caught by the slashes, and once again the K-Wave Ragnarok is coming. You got to be careful. PG trying to catch a movement on there, but Airy not getting caught. Has the Spear Wave, has some spears and gets caught going for the spear. Uh-oh.
Finds the Ragnarok as she tries to cross over to the other side. And finding the full inverter hit as well. Things looking really tough. PG having a big health lead. Ooh, but getting the apprehend abduction into Spear Wave. And suddenly the health is very close. Although she has to survive the shuffle.
Yeah, and that Ragnarok is also pretty scary, right? The counter hit could be a problem, but Airy gets out of there.
And now it's PG's turn to survive the shuffle. Finding step slash push slash, which is almost lethal, but
still a tough spot. Now it's a bomb, dodged away, diffused, and now Airy has control, but the Spear Wave won't quite connect.
Ooh, but the last inverter hit wasn't quite there. But she's in Sparkler range, and PG finds it.
That's 1-1. Been pretty close so far.
Yeah, very close set. Very close game, despite having a fairly large health lead earlier. Punching a Spark Text with Auto Slash. Unfortunately, finding Spear Wave a bit too early to have Spear Gen, and PG also just steals the Spear Catch that she just casted.
But the spears are generating for Airy. That Spear Wave later on will be quite useful, as this bomb will just be sent away, cleared away with the Spear Wave as well, but PG not getting caught. Much slower early game than the previous games.
That was actually a very interesting setup with the bomb and Spear Wave. She chose, so K-Wave normally kills the bomb, but she chose to do it from further away to keep the bomb alive. And the Spear Wave plus the bomb covered like basically every tile, but PG managed to dodge it anyway.
Game still being kept very close to even. The K-Wave could be huge.
Literally even. Even their hands are similar.
Yeah, for both players, the K-Wave could do a lot, but once again, the counter hit
Ragnarok. Finds the Ragnarok, and Airy doesn't find the Spear Wave.
But will find the apprehended. A lot of spears generated there.
Suddenly, once again, the game is incredibly even.
The inverter found, but one hit shielded, and that bomb's going to be a bit of a nuisance. Oh, that was
not
scary.
Having the mana for Ragnarok, yeah.
Yeah, that could have been like Sparkler step into Ragnarok, right? Or something like that.
Yeah. I think that's what PG was attempting, but because of the Sparkler, he didn't have the mana for it.
Oh!
Oh, and she gets the shield break! And the K-Wave! And the Step Slash! The hand was perfect!
Airy converts here, one game away from taking it over PG and moving on in top 8. But
the hand was actually perfect. But also, like, it required like correct ordering because she had Step Slash, Auto Slash in hand first. If she chose to do Step Slash earlier, I don't think she would have been able to kill. So great awareness there.
Shield break when she needed it most, and also getting a K-Wave here. Oh, but getting counter hit by the minigun means the game is perfectly even once again. But Airy finds an opening yet again. PG on the other side.
Flash comes out and steals the spear, but it's fine. She still has enough for a full Spear Wave on the next shuffle. PG throwing a bomb in the front row. K-Wave whiffs.
Yeah, missing that K-Wave could be really bad. That bomb's in a very good spot now for PG.
PG dodging the Spear Wave without even using spot dodge. Nice pull on the return. Ooh, the parry on the inverter. K-Wave Ragnarok in hand is very dangerous to be boxing like this, but she hit steps it away.
14 health, not a lot to work with. Trying to...
the Spark Text, but not the Spear Wave.
1 health
the
on
mana is really difficult here. The bomb is really difficult as well, yeah.
Yeah, the bomb in a really dangerous spot, but it's cleared away, and now Airy can breathe a little bit easier, trying to get in there, but needs to be careful about the Ragnarok constantly.
But PG finds the raw Ragnarok on the shield break.
It's going to distance.
Yeah, 2-2 between these two. No fear, Airy just runs forward and punishes the Ragnarok cast. Taking the lead in this first shuffle.
And PG manages to set up a bomb. Usually Airy diffuses almost all of them, so every bomb is precious.
Spark Text forces the Spear Wave. Although it wasn't a true combo, but it kind of looked like one almost. Oh, but the K-Wave comes out and he immediately had the Ragnarok ready.
And despite the health being even, Airy needs to be so careful. The bombs are...
So many bombs!
Gonna be K-Waving one away, at the very least, but this inverter chip damage is coming into play. Gets 1 hit of the Spear Wave, but it's only 1 hit, and 10 health remaining already. PG's offense really coming into play.
Yeah, Airy's in a lot of danger now. Oh, and the bomb catches her step! But she's barely able to avoid the sparklers. The Step Slash is here. Very dangerous, but manages to avoid. Throwing out the 1-charge Spear Wave. The Inverter Bomb is avoided as well. Both hands exactly the same. She finds the Auto Slash first.
Trying to find a little bit of
probably coming
here.
Down. Nice block on the minigun. And avoiding the bomb. And the Step Slash. And suddenly, the game is super close. In fact, the Spear Wave... Oh, it's just barely on this, but she finds a Sparkler! Amazing comeback!
What a tough spot to be in for Aerie, but bringing it all the way back.
The nerves required for that is quite something. She was in so much danger. Like, there was a situation where she shielded K-Wave at like 4 HP, and it feels really awkward shielding K-Wave because it hits you for so long, but the moment you shield drop, you will get hit. Like, there's nothing you can do if you shield drop. You'll have to take the damage. So, keeping the nerves to just hold the shield, dodge the sparklers, move along, and then make the comeback. Great performance there.
Right, next up is Icarus Diver versus Darkin. Do people say Missile Fort more often?
I do, but like I don't know what they prefer. I'll be real.
Yeah, I don't know because I hear both, and then
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure that one out. I've not seen Missile Diver in a while.
But making it happen in this top 8 against Dark, who's recently been on the come up. I feel taking a lot of names.
It's been a while since we've seen Reva because both Icarus Fort and Silver have not entered in a hot minute.
Yeah, I think Silver has just been relatively busy recently. Excuse me, has been relatively busy recently. In fact, I think they even said that they're gonna have trouble scheduling matches next week for ESL because they're so busy.
Should we get into this one quickly? Any predictions, any thoughts on this one? Because Darkin is on a pretty chill tournament run, upset Doobie in winners.
I think that these two are also in the same group at ESL. And so let me see. Seems that Dark took that set 5-3. So it is on Missile Fort to take it back or get revenge, I would say. Missile Diver and Icarus Fort.
Well, we're heading right into it. It's gonna be an interesting matchup.
Dark choosing to start with Harissa, and Missile Fort choosing to start with Reva. Missile Fort running their signature Quad Claws, as you can see with their title.
Always doing some quite interesting things with them.
Dark dodge walking through the strip mine, but losing a couple cards in the aftermath.
I think this matchup, I think Missile Fort's going to be relatively comfortable in this one.
Yeah.
Especially because if the Quad Claws are hit, right, I think Darkin's not going to have a good time.
I think Darkin's deck is like, it's relatively fine with losing some cards, but you don't want to lose a lot of them, because your damage will drastically go down if you miss like Kunai before your Venom Shock, or you miss like your K-Wave. Like, you'll still be able to link things, but you'll start losing the damage race quite quickly, and you can kind of see that here, as even though Dark like hit 2 things immediately at the game start, they're now at a 50 health deficit. Ooh, but a great dodge on the strip mine on the way back, not getting greedy, because he actually got the primer pull there, but instead of opting to try for more, which you wouldn't have been able to, just dodging away from strip mine. Also teleporting out of backstab, very flashy.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, Quad Claws into the shear there.
Yeah, the anchor cancel Quad Claws is insanely plus there, so. And the shear was just enough for lethal. Dark immediately switching to Bonk Hazel.
Trying to change things very quickly. But overall, Missile Fort's playing at such a nice range, is getting Fire Breath hits almost every single time. I think hit every single Fire Breath that was cast that game, and the consistent damage is just overwhelming at the moment.
Yeah, Missile Fort's actually just like really good at controlling a lot of space. You know, Push Slash in the front, Fire Breath in the front, Backstab in the back, Strip Mine in the back, and then just Reva W1 just also covers a large amount of tiles.
Bit of a health lead here, but Darkin always has a chance to do a big damage combination, but Missile just immuning through a lot of stuff, has the capability to just get through and counter hit.
Ooh, finding the shears. And once again, Dark is at quite a big health deficit, but you know, he's been known to make comebacks like these before, and this is how it starts.
38 damage combo. Exactly what you need to get yourself back in the game, but need some frost procs, need some frost stacks, I mean, to try and get that max damage on that ice pick. With 9 health remaining, you're not gonna have too many chances.
An amazing DVA pull. And yeah, this is definitely comfortable lethal range for both players. Well, I guess Dark is in chip range even.
Yeah, it's lethal range, but it's so much harder to hit a starter for Darkin, but Darkin manages to do it.
Just as we say it. And that last hit of pull missed from hit step, but it didn't matter because Missile Fort was at 2 HP, so it was just enough.
That was crazy too, because Missile has a lot of reliable damage, right, in terms of zoning, so it's much harder for Darkin to hit an opening at low HP than Missile is able to, but once again, Darkin finds
when Darkin finds that opening, you're going to be in for a lot of pain.
And leaves Missile Fort at 2 frost stacks too. Worst case scenario for the Reva fans here, because Darkin is now at a lead and looking to take this game.
Yeah. Ooh. Missile Fort's deck kind of relies on getting a lot more interactions here. He probably needs to win like neutral about 4 more times. But Dark just needs 1, but didn't have the mana to finish it just yet.
Only needing 1 open is Dark, and Missile needs about 2.5, it feels like, and there's the 1.
Dark finds it and catches the hit step on the double team. Very, very aware there.
But a really good Quad Claws slows down Dark's offense early very quickly. Now Missile Fort.
One thing that I like to say about Bonk Hazel is that one of their biggest resources is actually the cards that they have. Because they get to use them in any way that they want, but if they just don't have a lot of cards in their deck, even if they get the opening, they actually can't extend very far. So maybe Quad Claws would be fairly useful here. Like, you Quad Claws away, double team, blink, apprehend, like, they find 1 hit, it's probably 10 damage at most.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good start for Missile Fort, all things considered, especially by taking the Frost proc, not making the Ice Pick do any extra damage, so sitting at a pretty comfortable amount of health.
It's one of the interesting things about playing against Snow Cone, although I don't quite like that it's how you have to do it, but yeah, intentionally taking Frost procs to make sure it's not dangerous for you later is very worth consideration. Once again, Missile Fort at the slight lead here. Ooh. And unfortunately for him, the Quad Claws actually got rid of the not as good cards for the Bonk, so the double team finds the hit and converts into quite a good amount of damage.
Darkin just needs like two solid openings to close it out. Maybe even 1 at this rate with 2 Frost.
With 2 Frost procs?
Yeah.
It's 1. Oh, but he blinks right into the Reva W2, so Missile Fort lives another day. And the Ice Pick misses, but
really good
catches
shear.
the backwards moment with sheer movement.
Ken, Icarus Diver playing very well around like the threat ranges near the end there, not letting Darkin get a big opening, so it really just taking it slow and making sure that the combo couldn't be hit.
You know what Darkin's going to do, so it's really on Missile Fort to just keep the game plan going and be relatively safe as possible. Whereas for Darkin, it's finding those clutch hits when he needs them.
And this is a classic Missile Fort game, right? Just taking the lead due to just reliable damage, zoning away the opponent, just a massive lead because Darkin's not being allowed to find an opening.
Yeah, and Darkin just like going through his deck, constantly just not quite able to find the kill, and now at 1 HP, a lot of danger, but finds a nice 28 damage combo, but very dangerous here. Nice dodge walk to avoid both the Rico Shield and the Strip Mine, but is about to get Need Alert, which interrupts the combo by being marked.
And the Sheer
and
recovered
catch the return with Sheer.
Well played.
Kind of clinical, honestly, that last game.
Yeah, they're just not letting Darkin find a big opening until it was too late, really. Just really well played from Icarus Diver.
Yeah, and Mistlefort finding revenge in the Code C group.
Well, next up is Sandwich versus Airy.
Ooh. Be a very interesting matchup.
Okay, well, you saw a lot of completely random decks because he was ate my inputs. Why does he eat my inputs? Borderless? Yes. Game? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think Sandwich was not in the ESL qualifier. So when they joined ESL proper, they were just added to Code D by default. And well, they went 10-0,
What?
which is the best score in the entire thing. They did not drop a single set. And Airy is in the code right above him. So it's a Sandwich Masters, and Airy's the top of the group right above him. So it's Sandwich Masters' chance to prove that he shouldn't have been placed in Code D. Although I guess he kind of already proved it by going 10-0, but
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's gonna be Orisa versus Saffron, right? Gonna be an interesting one.
mm-hmm.
Have you eaten breakfast today?
I did actually. I actually ate a pretty big breakfast, so I walked for longer than usual.
Oh yeah.
I walked for about an hour and a half before shuffle. I'm planning to do another walk later. That's how I usually split it up. I do one morning walk and one night walk.
Let's go. Rooney has joined.
Yo, Rooney jump scare. I'll play one. We're in a tournament, Rooney. Is this allowed? Is this a tournament? Wait, Rooney thought this was just something random.
Wait, but why isn't Sandwich joining? Wait, Sandwich and Rooney are both in the chat.
How did Rooney get the room code? Was it shared?
I just posted it in general chat. Don't worry about it.
I see.
So, from what you're saying, I think you are predicting that Airy will win this in decisive fashion.
Decisive. Hopefully. I'm not biased. It's more so just like we don't really know exactly what the peaks of both players are because they score top of their groups.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting regardless of who wins.
Waiting for Sandwich, who might be doing some Airy VOD review because I hovered over the Duelist Voice Discord stream and I see a bunch of replays.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Said, can I have 3 minutes? Might be prepping against Airy in particular.
Wait, is that fair? Is that allowed? Get in here.
I personally have a vested interest in every match being a 3-0. Because I scheduled something
is
for
it
30
time?
minutes.
Yeah.
I scheduled something 30 minutes from now, and I have a vested interest in the tournament ending before then.
I see. So I guess things aren't going your way because the last 2 matches have been 3-2.
Okay, we're swapping the Dragon Missile Fort.
Bye bye, Ari. See you later. Dragon on Celasy?
Dragon on
Dragon from the
Celasy?
Celasy deck?
Wait, what?
I have never. Honestly, I've never seen Dragon play any deck other than the one Hazel deck.
Okay, so Dragon like remembered that the tournament's rules like existed, so this is definitely a submitted deck. That's all I know.
And he's on Reaper.
It's a very compact list too, right?
Yeah, very very small. Some choice cards here in Reaper and Rush, which you don't always see, but are also like very playable in Celsi.
I've also been made aware that Sandwich is helping family and it wasn't cheating VOD with you.
I assumed it wasn't. I assumed you wouldn't stall tournament to look at VODs. I think the very interesting thing here though is that Dragon is not on auto slash despite playing Vivisection, which is like the most common way to combo into Vivisection for Celsi.
It'll be interesting to see how Dragon finds the damage as whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I always get surprised by that card.
Yeah, Reaper is actually very nice with Celsi. It's very fast for how many tiles it hits. You just have to be aware of the hitbox where it hits like 2 away.
It greatly increases the influence, it looks like.
Yeah, interesting thing there was the strip mine actually stopped Dragon from having perfect Vivisection movement, and he actually recognized that at time and shielded his own Vivisection, which I thought was interesting because I definitely would have gotten hit there.
More Vivisection, but once again, Missile Fort bringing back a bit of a deficit at the moment, but Dragon's looking for one big opening, but Missile Fort just rushes through all of that.
Yeah, there's one big advantage that Riva has against Celsi. It's that while shuffling, you can just stand in the back and wait for the Celsi to approach you and W2, and there's not many things that she can actually do against you.
A little bit of chip damage, exactly what Missile Fort is looking for at the moment.
But Rush was slightly too slow, but we find the crossfire. Very hard to actually avoid, like, with intentionality.
It's a bit of a slow game, right? Both players playing it very cautiously.
I'd say that both players are like very hip type decks. Like Dragon doesn't have like very large combos, as you can see with not even playing auto slash and stuff. But he does have a lot of things that are like very easy to hit, very hard to avoid. Meanwhile, we've talked at length about Missile Fort's deck that focuses on controlling the field.
And getting a counter hit as well there, trying to go in, but it just counter hit City as both players are just disrupting the other over and over.
I need a nice push slash backstab and just immediately opting to shuffle.
Getting a raw shear, a little bit of damage, the game being kept almost perfectly even.
Both players also have access to Invul. Reva, of course, being Reva, but Dragon having Rush in his deck. So the Mark cancels the Vivisection. It actually cancelled it slightly too early, so Dragon didn't actually get hit by any Vivisection knives, luckily enough for him. Missile Fort with a slight lead here, but with how both of their decks are, a slight lead is a pretty nice place to be, managing to avoid the Reaper hitbox. Also managing to walk forward to avoid the push slash and finds the push slash backstab. Just a nice, calm, steady game.
It feels like a turn-based game, even with how the pace of it is. Both players just not letting up too much, but a rare
Finding a raw
mistake.
triple vivisection.
Yeah, a rare, I guess,
Positioning error.
yeah.
Perhaps.
You don't see Missile take like that kind of random damage that often.
Usually, the only way to properly hit Reva's W2 with Celsi when you go in like that is with Breakout. But if you move forward, you can also hit it with Reaper. So coming into play there a bit.
Limiting the space a little bit, taking away a single your card, and Dragon with quite the sizable lead at the moment, especially if the game plays as slow as this.
Dragon finding a lot of key hits here, both from Crossfires and from Reapers. And of course that 115 damage vivisection from earlier. But with how calm things are, you know, you could just stop getting hit at any point and suddenly make the comeback. Trying to invul through the mark. Oh, whoa!
Accidentally pressed the escape button and ate my input.
No problem.
Good thing I didn't exit out of the game itself.
Actually walking into the Crossfire sweet spot. That is quite a lot of damage to be taking.
Dragon, though, maintaining that lead from earlier on, right? Just
very nice Reaper, and the mark just catches before the invul comes in.
Like I looked away for a bit, but like the health, both players' health went down at it felt like both players' health went down at a constant rate, but Dragon maintained that lead that was built up at the start, and that's kind of the story of this game. Just one player building a slight lead and then just holding on to it as they chip each other down.
Whoa, but right now Missile finding a lot of hits actually. With using that great off-angle hitbox that Sheer has. Dragon trying to make his way back, finding a nice little Reaper hit. And a rush into Crossfire. Well, kinda into, but...
Both players taking it slow, but this game feels like Missile forced to lose.
Yeah. Again, since both players' decks aren't very explosive, it'll take quite a few interactions for Dragon to bring it back, but hitting that Reaper is a good start. Hitting the Vivisection is a great follow-up. Somehow the Sheer didn't pull for the full damage. Wait, that would have killed, wouldn't have it? He had backstab right after as well? I think that would have killed.
But
it's okay, he has touch push slash.
But that was a scary one. Dragon almost brought it back despite the early lead from Missile, and that's not what you want to see. We'll have to see which player gets the early lead in this one.
Another unfortunate thing for you, though. I think this is now 2-2 once again.
And each game is also long.
Yeah.
You know what? Schedules were meant to be changed.
Nice little movement on the Reaper. It's hard to avoid Reaper when you're so far out, but still possible. Parrying on the Vivisection.
And Dragon, the one this time to build up the sizable lead here. We'll have a fresh hand to try and do something.
So for trying to get his way back into the game, needing to find some more key hits. I think usually in this damage race, yeah, his most reliable card has been Subslash and Sheer.
Oh, but gets that hit there, and now 23 health, not too much to work with. The timer's running out pretty soon, pretty much, in terms of this game slowly progressing onward.
It's very hard to avoid all of Dragon's cards here when he steps onto your field.
But Missile sitting at 10 health, trying to stay alive for a little while longer.
Getting a Strip Mine to try and ease the pressure a bit.
Oh.
Ooh, getting the Quad Claws to stuff the invade. But unfortunately missing some key cards here, so it's still very tough. Northwind is coming. Good shield. Avoiding the Crossfire as well. Oh, and the invade was slightly too close for the Sheer to hit. That could have been massive.
Sitting at a very uncomfortable single-digit health though, 2 remaining.
Yeah, this is Hellblade snipeable, but the Northwind is coming. Great block. It's also tough for Missile Force to approach here because Dragon's just holding on to this rush. Can use it to counter approach, but deciding to shuffle when it's the last card.
Dragon's playing very elusively, preventing the regen.
Oh, and the Reaper catches
exactly
right
8 health.
Right when Missile Force thought he was safe and was able to move. The Reaper hitboxes just covered the retreat.
That was so well played defensively by Dragon, not letting Missile Fort find the hits, preventing the regen.
Yeah, it was taking a while, but Missile Fort was slowly getting back into it, but just not quick enough.
Oh, Sandwich is here. I'll have to tell Aerie that we are ready. And Dragon is back. Wait. Dragon's not back. Aerie is here. Okay, we're good.
Nice.
Okay, it's Missile Fort. Definitively.
Missile Fort.
According to the guy, Icarus was just a random Discord name.
I see. Well, then I'm happy that I won that 50-50.
I lost the 50-50.
And we're getting into the match here. From the decks that we've seen from them previously. No surprises here, like Dragon Cellsi.
People have predicted Aerie, but we've seen Sandwich impress quite a bit, so...
Sandwich seems to have been going on a tear this week, so... Finding the K-Wave on the teleport. Both health values are very quick. Oh, but finding the Apprehend.
This game's going to be Whiplash compared to the previous one, right? Just a rapid pace.
Yeah, both of their decks have great capacity to do a lot of damage. From finding key hits. Usually from pulling type hits. So like, Aerie has pull and apprehend, while as Sandwich has primer. And also pull, actually. Missing the Sacrifier, but I don't think that would have been true anyway.
And Aerie's finding a lot of Spear Wave damage so far this game, finding the K-Wave a little bit extra.
I will say that it's a known community thing that Sandwich does not like Spear Wave. Does not like playing against it, rather. Oh, but she finds the pull, and that's just enough to kill.
A very critical pull there for Aerie. And pretty decisive first game here. We'll see if Sandwich can find the damage to try and win the damage race, really.
We're countering the Northwind with Spear Wave. The thing about Northwind is that it spawns on your own column first, whereas Spear Wave spawns on the tile in front of you, yeah. So it actually won that war there.
Oh.
Ooh, great pull canceling the escalation.
Yeah, Aerie's pulls have been really on point, even as reads.
Aerie has just been hitting a bunch of straight lines, but then Sandwich manages to find his own.
Good shield pressure.
Walking into escalation, but Sandwich wasn't quite prepared for that and wanted to sacrifice a different lane.
Yeah, it would have meant a sizable lead, but right now the game's pretty close to even, but a good K-Wave. Really good shield pressure from Aerie.
Oh, that was very interesting because Sandwich hits up the pull towards Aerie's return tile, so she got a better combo than what she actually wanted. Oh, and she gets a shield break. And she finds Spear Wave, and the dodge was too early! Sandwich with the panic! Oh no!
This might be the fated matchup. It's basically Sandwich versus Spear Wave, unfortunately.
It's tale as old as time, really.
Let's see if Sandwich can.
Oh, they're finding a great hit there. Wow, amazing extension. Managing to use just about every card in the deck.
Yeah, very nice string from Sandwich. 30 damage in total. Gonna try to keep that up with the next hand, but Aerie looking to be a little bit more elusive, and
oh no. Curse
of Internet.
Oh, he throws the escalation!
Aerie, no!
Aerie, get out of there! Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, and both deciding to do the gentleman shuffle for lag. Finding the 7 tile, Javelin, but no, she walked into escalation again. Oh, and the Northwind stops her from getting the step K-Wave, but she finds the K-Wave after anyway. Great patience, not walking into Sandwich's hitboxes. Spear Wave in hand. And gets hit. Oh no. Not managing at the primer, unfortunately. But, the inevitability factor is coming, Sandwich.
Oh, the
Crazy the
Wave.
Northwind, and the Step Slash is in hand, but Aries also in lethal range. This could be very dangerous.
Oh,
yeah, if that primer hit. Oh, but she's managing to just barely avoid the primer both times. Sandwich, unfortunately, losing both 50-50s there.
Oh,
the Northwind hits, but the K-Wave gets hit stepped. No! Oh, she gets caught in the escalation.
Really good play by Sandwich to not panic too much and close that one out. It was incredibly close, and just a slight comeback at the end.
Sandwich is really lucky that critical HP is 13 and not 12. Oh, another quick Spear Wave there. Sandwich with the lead this time. Great shield on the K-Wave to minimize some of the damage there.
Sandwich's offense is just getting better as this set progresses, it feels like.
Yeah. And he's really making it count too when he finds those hits.
Ooh.
Like there, that's about as much extension as you could hope for.
Trying to catch Airy on the escape, but not able.
The funny thing is, if the shield kept up and the Sacrifice hit, that would have shield broken, even though it was a two-shot Spear Wave.
Yeah, and a good
Both
parry.
players had a very even health.
Good parry from Airy, shielding that, dropping the shield, but getting caught afterwards. Sandwich's pressure is looking
and Sandwich finds
incredible.
the kill! Once again with the escalation pressure.
And we're here at a game 5.
Wow!
Despite the Spear Wave weakness, Sandwich is just playing so well to make up for it.
A great shield on the Sacrifier. Great dodge on the Northwind, but walking into the minigun.
What a
now,
conversion.
A huge deficit for Airy.
In the critical 5th game, when it mattered the
most.
most.
Oh no! And the Northwind.
Sandwich has
but she
found
gets
the
the
pressure.
hit.
Oh!
And suddenly the health is really even.
Yeah, Airy just needs one good read, it feels like. I think Airy is not abusing Spear Wave enough. Like, shuffled it away at the last part, right? And although it's just raw Spear Wave, I feel like she could have played the matchup a little more.
Oh, the Northwind pull into the escalation! And the Sacrifice barely just doesn't come out. That would have been really dangerous. Sandwich now very scared. Oh, but the K-Wave was slightly too early for the pull punish, or the teleport punish. And then he finds the pull!
1 health remaining.
Northwind, 1 health.
Gotta be very careful here, both players. A little bit of regen coming in, dodging away. Spear Wave!
The Spear Wave comes out!
Gets counter hit on the Javelin.
Hit on the minigun.
Oh, apprehend!
Apprehend the teleport! Wait, that was instant! Did she read that or was that a reaction? Whoa! Aries the best, what?
Well,
Aries the goat! What was that?
wow.
And that was from 1 HP before. Trading with Spear Wave to get some health regen, but... Oh my gosh!
Yo, can the game stop reading my inputs? It's ruining the moment. There we go. Before we see another episode in the story of Airy, we will be heading over to the classic matchup, Mickle versus Perp.
Classic. I've never seen this matchup ever.
Okay, well...
I'm joking.
But have you seen the Dreadworm variant of it?
I have not, actually, I don't think. I don't think I've seen Perp play Dreadworm before.
I think I remember Perp playing Dreadworm one of these times, but It was like 10 Sunday shuffles ago.
Seems like Perp is using a good card deck once again. She can really play whatever character she wants with it, really.
Yeah, she has a good card deck for 2 characters and 2 shopkeeper decks. It's the classic.
Yeah, very, very interesting way to approach the format of Sunday Shuffle.
Both players taking it slow for the moment.
Out on the north wind there. People trying to find some hits.
I will say, Dreadworm is... I am much more of a fan of Dreadworm than I was a month ago.
What changed?
What changed?
Oh! Okay, very interesting Celsi tech there. Mikkel got trapped by lockdown, but tried to keep out of vulnerability range by just stepping for as long as possible.
So the thing that changed was I got invited to play a show match versus Minodev, the guy who made Maintenance Spell, and I randomed into Dreadworm, and I had a good time.
I see.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great time.
And now I'm a fan of Dreadworm. Except I'm always bothered by 2 things, okay? Number 1, you see it on screen right now.
Oh,
Dreadworm is wearing shoes, okay? And if Perp loses, that's because Dreadworm is wearing shoes, and canonically, Dreadworm should not be wearing shoes.
She finds a shield break.
Okay, well, never mind. Maybe the shoes are the difference. My bad.
That was actually a very, very cool shield break.
But knowers know that canonically Dreadworm should not be wearing shoes.
Knowers know. Nice catch on the Paragon.
And with that knowledge, Perp is actually playing Shopkeeper at the moment.
I see.
Because that can't be Dreadworm. Oh, but Mikkel with the movement, not getting caught by the weapons. Both players playing this really slow, but Perp is landing a lot of big hits, catching Mikkel 4 away very often.
Yeah. Perp has like a lot of interesting hitboxes to work with, like Lockdown and Paragon, and Break Shot. So it's hard to like properly position against all the cards at once. And then Lockdown, of course, also just removes certain tiles from being used to position defensively. And also apparently prevents it from getting world dragged. Very clutch Break Shot there.
Picking up a few spheres, trying to land a 10 damage here, trying to set up with the weapons, but Mikkel gets out of there. Trying to land the Root 3 health remaining on Perp.
Barely not finding the world drag.
Oh god.
Ooh, barely walking out of the Vivi, trading with it.
Very low health on both players here, a bit of a parry.
Oh! Garnet player, but the Lockdown catches the movement.
The lockdown in her back pocket, out of nowhere. I'm just hearing the Maiden Spell music right now.
Oh, the shield break comes through. And the K-Wave at the front row.
And things have changed. Mikkel is playing much more actively.
Deciding to shield the Paragon, because it's very hard to properly dodge.
Yeah, as Goose says, it is really goofy. That Steel Plus composed music for both games and then remixed the Maiden Spell music that he composed for this game. Oh! Mikkel, though, building up quite the massive lead at the moment, making the previous 2 games seem like...
Perp barely counter hit before the Hailblade killed her.
Good shield.
Great shield on the inverter, actually ruining the step. And great trade on the north one as well.
Perps bring it all the way back, but it's not enough as Mikkel finds the opening necessary.
Yeah, unfortunately she walks back, which does not avoid this LCW one.
But Perp 2 games up, and now with the power of the Shopkeeper.
Let's see, which deck has she brought in? She has brought in the normal deck. Whoa, finding a raw vivisection hit there.
Inverter as well. Mikkel taking such a massive lead so quickly in this game. Has the Vivi in hand as well, trying to find the time to use it.
I'm getting the hit there. Crazy lead.
The lead's so big that it doesn't feel as scary anymore to be against Perp in this type of situation. It doesn't have the cards to convert off that bomb setup.
The inverter planted her too close for the VV.
Good movement to get out of there, but still in a tough spot is Mikkel with the good defense.
Mikkel doing dodge blocks to avoid getting caught moving by Gravitas and finding the kill pretty cleanly.
And just a rematch here, 2-2. Final game of Winners Finals.
Mikkel opening with the gamer hands. Yep, and immediately finds the hit. Perp only managing to dodge one knife.
And that's a lot of damage again. Mikkel's finding a lot of early damage and really just outpacing Perp's potential in terms of damage dealt as... Oh no, that's a shield break. That's a lot. Mikkel follows the step as well.
Mikkel getting a lot of follow-ups just from the advantageous position. And dodging through the mine and using that action ability to walk through the back rock. Cool, but just immediate punish with K-Wave.
Parry an immediate bomb defusal there as Mikkel continues at the top of his game at the moment, but Perp has brought it pretty much all the way back here and will be trying to land some big damage. The guillotine Ragnarok? Not quite.
Getting the World Drag to punish the dodge, but not really any follow-up.
Especially with how well Mikkel is just defusing the mines and most of the bombs. Perp's not being able to
dodging the vine pull.
Get the offense rolling.
That's not very reactable, so that was just a good read on her part.
Oh!
Ooh, catching with the fadeaway on the bomb.
Oh,
but the K-Wave comes out.
Manages to punish the triple barrel, not something you see every day. That card deceptively safe, but Mikkel gets in there. Right, and we head on over to Airy versus Dragon. What a matchup.
I wonder what Dragon's gonna play for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I have no clue.
We have Airy joining the lobby.
Varia talking about getting used to pain.
I just want to reassure anybody looking to try to get into Duels of Eden because it's really a great game, and there's a great community, and we'd love to get more players. Dragon coming in with Saffron.
Interesting. I wonder what deck Dragon's using for this.
As I said, I've never seen Dragon on decks other than the Hazel deck, so the Celsi was new. I wonder what the Saffron has. Shotgun, Thunder Paragon, Break Shot, Sacrifice. These are some pretty nice cards. Shotgun has been in talks recently. It has a lot of good things going for it, but it's also not as flexible to use because it's a melee. Ooh, Airy finding the step into apprehend.
Clean 23 damage very early and not taking any. Oh, well, taking a little bit, but getting a bit of a spear wave as well as a shield break. Uh-oh.
Nice, burning the apprehend to get to a card that actually does damage. Very good awareness there. But Dragon accidentally casting Push Slash instead of Thunder right there, I think, earlier on the Sparkler step.
A massive lead for Airy in this first game, playing very confidently, getting the confirms, capitalizing off of the self-shield break from Dragon, and
finding the pull. Great damage there, 10 damage. That's the spear wave health about. Finding the step once again, but no follow-up this time. And just gets the raw one-tile spear wave.
One-tile spear wave is... wow, it just coming out on POW in front of you.
Dragon immediately deciding to swap out.
It's Hazel time.
An interesting thing about the Hazel matchup against Spearwave is that, you know, Spearwave is really scary because you can't shield it at 3 shots, but Hazel can just summon a block and then shield the rest. So it makes the defensive play against Spearwave noticeably easier.
All right.
And also SD turret.
Yeah, SD turret against this deck in particular, right?
Yeah, it would hit minigun, it would hit pull, it would hit Spearwave.
Yeah, SD turret going to do a lot of work in this matchup, and also standing behind boxes as well, it feels like. And
yeah, Airy will have to do her best to adapt to this. And just play very careful.
Dragon playing keep away from the front column here. Just pushing back over and over. But Airy is keeping it pretty even despite all of that. And catching at the perfect time.
Catching the approach! Dragon was just hiding away for a bit, but...
Dragon's content though to sit there in front of the box. Pretty safe here and getting the wrench afterwards. Just building up that little bit of chip damage. Because in a war of attrition, it feels like Dragon's in the lead.
There's the turn on the spear wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the tough thing that we were talking about. You have to be really careful.
Dragon.
And Airy deciding to immediately switch, not liking that matchup whatsoever.
The Airy I haven't seen this personally.
I have. But I do think it's
oh wait,
tournament debut.
Is it similar to the who was it again? Was it Glady who ran something similar?
I mean they both have Shadow Shift, but I think the interesting about this deck is that it has Perforate.
Yeah. Last time Perforate appeared in this tournament, it was definitely a topic of discussion because that card does not appear often at all.
Yeah, Perforate is actually really, really good. It's much easier to use. It feels less all-in than a lot of other cards because even without any spears, it's still like a 4-tile straight line that is relatively quick to throw out and fairly plus.
Oh,
and
what a combo!
The combo there, yeah. Airy's deck is called Airy's deck is called Link to Thread because most of her cards just happen to link together very cleanly. So she's trying to find a quick hit into comboing as many cards as possible.
But the one thing that is a pain, right, is being in that wrench range, which will happen quite often, it feels like.
Right, yeah, because Sharetta does like to be in that front row often. And the collapse catching once again. There's also just like a lot of like... It's like difficult to position when Dragon is very content at just dropping structures all over the place to limit your movement.
Well played by Dragon, up 2-1 now, and that SD turret really put a wrench in Airy's plans, it feels like.
Great combo there. Shielding the apprehend to, but hitting the SD turret.
Once again.
By the unturret there, but okay.
Dragon just taking up so much space and also playing so slowly, forcing Airy to approach and just getting that chip damage.
Clap is coming, but manages to hit step it at least to not get bonked for her troubles. Finding the Q.
And Dragon is just building up the damage as we speak. Putting the boxes down, making it difficult. Eri, though, finding some damage at the very least, but still in a very tough spot. Oh, wait a second.
Catching the collapse before it happens. Avoiding the golf bomb.
Best case scenario for Eri at the moment. Trying to stay alive, trying not to get hit by any sort of opening at the moment.
Trying to shuffle away the backstab whirl hand. But the collapse is coming. But she finds the apprehend first. Oh, barely hit steps away from the collapse. Sees her down, but she shadow shifts into the minigun.
Well played by Dragon. Had the counterplay, slowed the game down, and just shut down what Eri was going for.
Yeah. The one big difference between Shadow Shift and Fade Away, well, I mean, I guess there's a bunch of differences, but in terms of movement, Shadow Shift doesn't actually remove your hitboxes, while Fade Away teleports you, so even though she would have been on a different tile, she had to go through the minigun hitboxes, and unfortunately that was enough to take the life.
Yeah, and Dragon will stay in a matchup against Perp now. This one's also going to be interesting. Perp on the Saffron, it looks like. Brought Saffron, Dreadworm, Shopkeeper. And we have to see how it does here, picking the Saffron in the same matchup that it lost in the previous game. But
the deck is quite different, so...
Yeah, not nearly as weak as the turret. Doesn't have to worry about the matchup nearly as much.
Here we've been finding the step auto bonk combo, a Hazel classic. And also finding the collapse on angle. It's also getting a quick wrench for good measure. Holding the Wrecking Ball golf ball hand.
Oh, but
finding the lockdown. Completely breaking the front tiles for a bit.
Yeah, Perp's patience really come into play in a weird moment there, but manages to not get wrenched.
If Sun's Collapse strong pulls, if you get hit while stepping, you just get pulled to the enemy back row, which is actually kind of nice because then they can't wrench you for your troubles.
Perp's playing the game pretty slowly, but Dragon is still at a bit of a lead, but a good counter hit will make sure that Dragon can't get in.
Collapse. Yeah. One thing to note about Collapse is that while it's very hard to actually dodge, if you shield it, you can actually buffer dodge out of shield to avoid a bonk.
Oh, interesting. But Perp is just hitting those raw every single time.
Yeah. Now Dragon is the one that seems to be having not as many tiles to work with, but break tiles do go away eventually. And now it's somehow taking the health lead actually, although a very small one. And finding... Ooh! That was actually great because she was at 6 health. Well, I guess he would have bonked anyway, but SC turret does 6 damage if you put it on someone rather than spawning it. And that was just enough for lethal.
Behind the SD turret, but Perp still managing to find the damage, slowing the game down quite a bit here. I'm looking for a Paragon.
Ooh, Spark Text canceling the collapse. And a parry on the auto slash and dodging the follow-up using these using the frames.
Perp still playing pretty slowly, getting 2 weapon hits at the moment and building up quite the lead.
Nice little dodge on return there.
Trying to go for a bonk, but can't quite catch at that moment, and Perp 20 health ahead. We'll be looking to slowly close this one out. But
Dragon catch there. Done. Walk up into push slash.
Especially when the game gets slowed down like this, I think Dragon's pretty comfortable. Just willing to play it slow and go for the small openings. Catching with the run. Knows that if he can hit those consistently, Perp is on a timer with 13 health pretty much.
It's like it's a fairly consistent 12 damage.
Needs to find it here.
Consistent damage. Oh, I was about to say Perp has the step slash auto slash hand, but it was actually blocked by her own broken tiles. Ooh. And Dragon finds the collapse once again.
Yeah, really patient in playing with that collapse in hand, but that damage is so good at just securing the kill from 13, right? Just needs any extra card after.
Yeah. And Bonk doesn't like put them too far away, so most of your cards will work. But Perp with a pretty noticeable lead right now.
Yeah, we'll be trying to take this one all the way, but Dragon, last time Perp had a lead, just slowed it all the way down, and what a combo.
Ooh. Suddenly that even looked like a Hazel wrench combo for a bit.
Yeah, it looked like an all-in Bonk deck. This deck has a lot of control, otherwise we'll not quite get the follow-up on that one.
Ooh, great SD turret usage there. Catching the tail end of the sub-slash.
But Perp hits 2 4-ways in a row, and suddenly at a very significant lead here.
The collapse there actually hit his own SD turret, which prevented him from following up, I think.
Oh!
But finding the auto.
Very careful here. Trying not to get shield broken or take any extra damage. Paragon to try and catch the movement, and there the movement will be caught.
Lockdown.
It's like I'm seeing episode 2 of Dragon versus Missile Fort. Just slow, methodical gameplay. And Dragon just content to sit behind the boxes, sit behind the turrets, try and make it so that Perp is the one who has to approach here.
Once again, he had to like dodge his own SD turret there to even attempt to get a punish. Or not a punish, but a confirm.
Yeah, with the collapse, right? Making sure that the wrench wasn't really available.
Yeah. But also, like, I guess, if it gives your opponent a sense of complacency.
Oh, can't quite get full damage off that, but that's still a very good chunk and puts Dragon in the lead, especially not getting hit by that as well.
Or making use of the tiles that she broke to avoid the auto slash follow-up from the sub-slash. Great dodge on the golf bomb. Very good awareness of the cards in Dragon's hand there.
Oh, and immediately hitting.
Dragon's shield is now very low.
Unable to connect the collapse there, just shuffles away, tries to look for another opportunity, but Perp is the one who is in the lead at the moment. Oh, tries to go for a read.
Dragon misreads the hit step. Perp now using Dragon's own box to defend herself, but minigun rips through.
And now Dragon at a very dangerous spot.
Sub-slash Javelin in hand as well, and yep. Reading the positioning after the sub-slash is enough to take the game.
2-2 now. Tough spot for Dragon, who needs to win this. Last chance here, but both players taking the early game very slow, but Perp finding a bunch of slashes. 85 health remains, and an awkward spot for Dragon to find any follow-ups because of the broken tiles.
Yeah, with all the structures and the broken tiles, it's hard for the players to like really ramp their offense constantly. So instead, it's been really about a bunch of like pokes and inevitability cards. So like step slash and collapse and lockdown.
Trying to find the golf bomb, trying to find some follow-up there, but Perp just gets out. And Perp's counterplay has been much better since the early games, preventing Dragon from finding a lot of the damage that he was getting earlier.
Slightly messing up that combo there. losing out on a bit of damage.
Once again, the hesitation, not knowing if perp is gonna go up or down or nowhere.
Finding the step auto and the collapse. Ooh, great damage there. Now at a pretty decent lead. Managing to avoid the step slash, but Dragoon managing to dodge walk through the sparkler to get a push slash punish. And blocking the Northwind with a box.
Tries to close it out there, but not quite. Still needs to finish the game here, as Perp has 2 health remaining. Perp's trying to stay alive.
And Dragoon has the inevitability hand. Will she be able to dodge it? She does manage to dodge both. Collapse next.
But Dragon's getting low too.
Ooh, yeah. Now, can Perp survive this? Oh, she actually manages to dodge the collapse! Which is crazy.
But Dragon with the dodge.
Dodges the lockdown!
Oh!
Wait.
Defensive play after defensive play from both players. In the end, though, Dragon's the one who moves on to Grands.
I didn't even realize that was a clutch for Game 5. That was crazy on both sides. Yeah, both of those easily could have just ended the game right there, but Perp managing to dodge the collapse, Dragon managing to dodge the lockdown.
Wow.
You got push slash, got the kill, I think.
Well, it's Dragon versus Mikkel for the grand finals here.
This set happened in winner semis earlier, with Mikkel taking it 3-0.
And Dragon's taking a little bit of a breather after that one. Incredibly close. Game 5.
Another Game 5 for your schedule. The
Be,
perfect way to do your schedule would be a grand finals reset into a 3-2.
It's gonna be double Game 5s and grands.
Yeah.
That would probably mean I would be 30 minutes late, but all good. Because that was a crazy ending to that set.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was still like in shock that I didn't even register that the set ended.
Counterpoint predictions up for the entire tournament. Who's gonna win? And Dragon versus Mikkel. We'll see if Dragon can find the victory here.
Both players kind of feeling each other's positioning out. Dragon managing to stuff the first approach. And we're getting quite a good outcome on these first shuffles. Trading with a Strangle with Golf Bomb, kind of preventing any follow-up.
Oh, but good counter hits by Mikkel to prevent Dragon from getting that reliable damage there. I think the big thing is, can Dragon play slow enough and dodge Mikkel's roots really? But right now...
but Mikkel finds the Entangle Vine Pull and he just gets literally every single card from his deck. 37. And suddenly did so much damage.
37 damage on the table here. Another root. Even more. Oh my.
And now this is lethal in hand. There's a step auto whirl. And there it is.
Wow. You said it and it was you said it and it was reality.
Yep. It's a really good hand. It's a really good hand to have.
Mikkel up 1-0 now. Looking to close out this grand finals. But Dragon, before the big combo for Mikkel, right? Dragon was looking very good.
Right, it's just very, very important to just avoid getting rooted if possible, but the root cards are just so good that it's tough. Entangle obviously covers a lot of space. Strangle very quick. Then Vine Pole just a lasting hitbox. That's very annoying to deal with.
Another root found. And Dragon taking it a little bit slowly here. A box right in front, right in between the two players. Mikkel willing to stand there, trying to get a new hand and get a root very quickly. Finds the root, but doesn't have the follow-up in hand at the moment. Bit of an awkward hand for Mikkel in that last one. We'll be trying to do something with this one, though.
Mikkel saving the Vivisection as his payoff card, but managing to trade at least for 5 there.
This player's taking it slow now, but the self-vivisection is going to be a little rough.
The immediate bonk when approaching front row. They've been holding onto this ST turret.
Root found, a little bit of follow-up, but Dragon slowed this game down so much that if he's able to not get hit by that big opening in the root, I think Mikkel is not happy about the pace of this game.
Not sure what's going on there.
Because Dragon with the lead is not easy to deal with.
Yeah, but Mikkel's deck is very explosive. In fact, I'm sure that it could do 40 damage in one combo if he gets the right order.
And if not 40, then at least the high 30s. So, we'll have to see. Okay, this looks desynced apparently.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it does look very desynced.
Does it? He was just kind of standing in things. Oh yeah, we might have been desynced. That might have been what happened.
Who won?
I
Wait, who won?
I don't know. We desynced.
Wait.
We desynced. We have no idea what happened. I mean, I guess they'll let us know, and we'll just have to enjoy the games, I guess.
So
I did think it was like, Mikkel likes to stand still a bit and like assess the situation sometimes, but I did think it was weird that he stood in fucking gun turret.
He stood in the turret.
Like 10 damage.
Okay, this is not decent. We're all good.
Unfortunate for any VOD reviewers though in the future. That game, I guess, should not count for your VOD reviews.
Oh, a Vivisection in the world. Mikkel, does Mikkel take the tournament? That's the question, right? Oh, it's 1-2.
1-2.
Okay.
1-2.
Dragon and then Mikkel. Save progress.
Okay, yeah. Mikkel wanted to come into Twitch to tell us.
Okay. Bit of a crazy desync here. But it is 1-2. Mikkel one game away from taking his...
Dodging the push slash. Oh, but the SD started hitting the entangle.
If Mikkel wins this, it would be his 7th Sunday Shuffle, I believe.
What a guy. But shielding the Vine Pole just leads to all that damage.
And the inverter as well after that.
Oh, dropping the SD turret after the Whirl Whiffed.
Yeah, well played by Dragon, and we're gonna see if Dragon can use that to make the game even again.
And it's pretty even, yeah. Just great positioning there to be able to take advantage of a whiffed world like that.
Trying to catch Mikkel here. Won't manage to do so, and actually getting the tail end of the minigun for additional damage.
And using the SD turret to block the strangle follow-ups.
Oh,
but Mikkel was fishing for that K-Wave and he finds it, getting the full Vivisection confirmed.
Yeah, all Mikkel needs is one opening, it feels like. But so does Dragon.
Collapse is coming, and he does have auto slash. I think this might be lethal.
This inverter is scary though, and it does get sent out, and the collapse will not connect, and now Dragon's in a tough spot.
And Mikkel finds the Hellblade kill to take Sunday Shuffle once again.
Well played by Mikkel, and a good run by Dragon too. Every single Dragon set was close.
Most of the sets were slow. I'm seeing a lot of 3-2s on this bracket.
Yeah. We only had a single 3-0 in the entirety of top 8. Well, congratulations to Mikkel for winning his 7th Sunday Shuffle. Just under 50% win rate of all Sunday Shuffles.
If he keeps winning, he could get there.
If he wins the next one, he would get there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And thank you to the unspecified number of Omega Strikers people I kidnapped to watch Duelists. We maintained 80 viewers throughout the entire thing, and I'm pretty sure most of those people are not Duelist players.
Well, even if they aren't, I hope they enjoyed the games because there were some crazy sets today.
Yeah. Well, Arya, anything you want to say? Like literally anything?
Clip a bunch of crazy things that happened so that we can make the top 8 graphic tweet as cool as possible.
Oh yeah.
And many
Make my
people
life
would say
easier by making the clips for me.
Yeah. There was some really cool stuff. Just anytime I get like really loud in the commentary, that's probably a clippable moment.
True. Whenever Varya says "oh" loudly. Well, on that note, Sunday Shuffle number 15 is over, and we're gonna head to the thing I had scheduled for 23 minutes ago. So yeah,
good time, making good time.
Draft Diff 3 draft soon. Up next! Exclamation mark. There we go. Goodbye, everyone.